What's going on? Today I wanted to talk about the Kershaw Lucha, kind of talk about where it falls in the community, in the balisong community, kind of what it's good for and maybe what it's not so good at. This knife is like 120 bucks, I think. I went with the blackwash version, so I think it was like 140 or 150. Either way, really doesn't break the bank, and for that price, you're getting a real tank of a knife. Stainless steel handles. They are sandwich construction. Really, really cool grind on the blade. I think it looks great. Came very sharp. I've sharpened it since. I've dropped it on the edge a few times, unfortunately. Ball bearing pivots. Very, very smooth. I will say I prefer personally flipping with bushings. And it flips fine. It's very heavy. You know, the stainless steel handles definitely make it a heavy knife. And of course, you can go with titanium and go and get some different handles, some aluminum channel handles for it. And those are awesome. But in my opinion, for the price of the knife, I mean, this is not meant to be, you know, an awesome flipper. It's not meant to necessarily be a, you know, like a crake raking or crack raking or however you say it competitor. And it doesn't flip like one. That being said, this is a real beater of a knife. I mean, you can beat the living snot out of it, and it's going to hold up. I mean, it's a Kershaw. It's made really well. It's affordable. It's smooth. You can flip with it. You can do decent tricks with it, but it definitely takes a little getting used to. You know, when you take a crake raking out of the box, it's just, you just go. You know, you just start flipping it, and it flips really well out of the box. With this, if you're not used to a heavier knife, it's going to take probably 10, 15, 20 minutes and maybe a couple cuts to get used to the weight and the balance of it. I really don't flip it that much. I have, you know, other knives that I prefer to flip, specifically the Squid Industries crake raking. But for the price, it's an awesome knife. And you know, 10 years ago, 12 years ago, when I got into butterfly knives, there just weren't options like this. I mean, you could get I'm just totally blanking, a Bradley Kimura. You could get a Bradley Kimura, which used to be made by Kershaw, I believe, for $100, but that knife was significantly shorter than this one is, than the Lucha, and it was not as good of a flipper in my opinion. You do have to remove the latch in my opinion. I mean, the latch is super noisy. It really throws the balance off. And if you flip in a household where people get annoyed easily, then they will appreciate you removing that clip, or the latch, I'm sorry. One really nice thing about those ball bearings is they are super smooth and quiet. There's not a lot of noise when you're flipping. That being said, they kind of have that bouncy tendency that you get with ball bearings and with steel knives, where the handle feels like it wants to bounce back open, that you just don't get on aluminum knives or titanium knives with bushings. So all in all, for the price that you're going to pay, I think this knife is awesome for the beginner, or even somebody who's not a beginner. I think that this knife is going to be great for somebody who is either a beginner or someone who isn't a beginner. I mean, if you've been flipping for a long time and you just appreciate a nice, well-built knife that's a great value, the Lucha is awesome. So I would definitely recommend checking it out. Thanks for watching.